Pleased to have Chris here with us today. Chris is a younger, fast-paced millennial entrepreneur who started his first company during his senior year of college in 2011. Since then, he's invested in and launched 4 other companies. Chris has a passion for business and entrepreneurship. He also has a passion for helping others succeed. He's published a book called Journeys to Success, the Millennial Edition. We're excited to have him here talking about the millennial mindset and working with millennials. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you guys. Welcome. I know that you guys had breakfast. Everybody's kind of getting in. I'm really excited. I have a lot of energy, and I'm happy that I kind of got the group just kicking off the event. So I think that'll be really fun. You guys are all here to hear the Millennial Edition from Millennial. You guys can clearly see I'm a millennial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap a selfie, and then I'm going to give it to my other millennial helper to live stream it on my Facebook. So in the meantime, while we do the selfie, if you guys want to follow me too, you can, and I'm going to do a lot of social media plugs, right? So just like he said, keep your hands in the vehicle. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, and whatever you guys want, all right? 1, 2, 3. Let me get one more. Cool. Yeah, welcome. This is a really fun topic to kind of speak about. What I like to do in this kind of setting is I like to just kind of give a little intro about myself. I have a couple key points I want to talk about because I know a lot of people here are curious to learn. And I love to do a Q&A, so I'll stay here as long as I can. I forgot business cards, by the way, too. I'm terrible at doing that. Again, a typical millennial, so if you want to hit me up on Facebook, I'm on that all the time. Instagram's like my number 2, I'm going with that. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Real quick, I just want to clap it up for the organization and everybody in this room right now, right? Thank you guys for coming. A little energy too. So yes, I'm a millennial. Not a typical millennial, I don't think, based on what you guys may assume of a millennial. So who I am. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Anybody out here from Detroit? Raise your hand. No one? Yeah, a little bit. Detroit, Michigan, came out here to West Michigan. I went to Calvin College my freshman year, and then I went to Grand Valley. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, I'm from a very, very lower middle class. Basically paycheck to paycheck. And the reason I kind of want to set this up is to kind of give you guys a little bit of context of my mindset before I get into working with millennials and some of their mindsets. I've always worked really hard. I don't really know why. So that's why I say I'm not typical of what a millennial would be. When I came out here to West Michigan, I played baseball. And I think a lot of people have this moment in their life where it's kind of like a wake-up call. And they kind of realize, like, oh, wait, I can't really truly follow my dreams. And I know that's on Instagram and on social media, and people are kind of pitching that, like, follow your dreams, live your passion, you can do whatever you want. So for me, I played baseball my freshman year, and I realized I wasn't going to go professional because I played at Calvin, and I played at a professional scouting tournament down in Florida. And the reason I realized I was not going to go professional is because these scouts knew people by their first name. They're like, hey, how come Billy Thompson isn't here yet? And I was like, man, these guys know who Billy is? Like, there's no way they know who I am. So I came back. I had to work because I had no money. So my parents gave me no money for college. I took out a lot of debt. I know that's a big issue right now. And I couldn't go out to get drinks with my friends. I couldn't go out to even hang out, go to dinner. I had a meal plan at college, and it would run out. And I couldn't even go to McDonald's at like midnight because the cafeteria would shut down. So I was just hungry. So I was like, I need to probably get a job. So I just went out. I applied to a bunch of different places. I worked at Red Robin, and essentially from there, I waited tables all throughout college. So I transferred to Grand Valley. From Grand Valley, I lost a half semester, so I took about 15 to 12 credits every semester, and I worked about 35 hours on the weekend. So I worked as a waiter Friday night, double Saturday, all Sunday, just kind of put myself through school. And what I'm leading up to is what kind of sparked my interest for entrepreneurship and which kind of got into a lot of the stuff that I've been doing. So I've always been on the go. I've always been working. Going into my senior year of college, I was at Grand Valley, and I'm sure like a lot of you may have kids. They don't know what they want to do. You may not know what you want to do. I was going to my last semester of college. It was 2011. It was January, and I had that semester, I had the summer, and then I had the fall. Once I graduated, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was in business schools. I took general business classes. I wasn't a CPA. I wasn't advanced. I wasn't in sales. It was just general management. So, my first semester, I had to read this article by one of my professors, Anna Walls. She said, Chris, you got to read this article and present it to the class. I mean, you guys get it, right? It's like busy work. You're like, I don't want to do this. Like, all right. And I was a very bad procrastinator. I got C's in college, and I justified that because my name's Chris. So I was kind of like, C's for Chris. You know, it's all good. Like, as long as I could pass. I've always been kind of an old soul, too. So I had a lot of older friends, and I would ask them, I'd say, you know, guys, when you graduate, do employers really look at your GPA? They said, no. So I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to study. So I like speaking, obviously. So when I was in college, actually, my strategy, I would find the most timid people. And it's bad to say, and I'm sad this is on camera. So sorry for the people watching if you're in my classes. But I literally would go up to them. And I was a waiter, right? So I'm waiting hundreds of tables on the weekend. I'm meeting people. I have no fear of talking in front of other people. So I go, guys, you know that speaking is the #1 fear in the world, right? Besides dying? Like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay. All right, me too. So how about this? We got this project coming up. I'll bite the bullet. I'll speak at the end of it. I'll present. And you guys do all the work. And they're like, you would do that? I go, absolutely I would do that, 100%. I got you guys. I got you guys. So that was my strategy, right? It's a good strategy. So if you want to tell your kids out there, if they're watching, they want to watch this, it's a decent strategy. So I had to speak in front of my class. In this article that I read, it was a TechCrunch article, and it was from Groupon. I had no clue what Groupon was. No idea. But I was fascinated by it because I was always a laggard, right? Even though I'm a millennial, I wasn't on Blackboard. I never really had a smartphone, and I wasn't on social media. I didn't use email. I would just wait tables. I would go to class, have fun. I was extroverted, very social. So, but something kind of like sparked, right? And I had that shift. So I started thinking about how I could start this company. So I call my buddy. He's at Calvin. Hey, Joe, can we build this website? Absolutely. I've been thinking about doing the same thing. We start building it. He calls me in the spring because he's graduating. He says, Chris, I have bad news. I said, what is it? He's like, I got a job. I go, it's great news, man. Good, you got a job. I'm pumped for you, man. You're my friend. We're from high school. We went to college together. He said, no. I got a job at Groupon, and I signed a non-compete, so I can't work on the website anymore. But I'm not a developer. So I was like, all right, well, what do I do? So he goes, well, you can go on Elance, hire somebody from India for like $10 an hour. You know, you can get it done really fast. So again, I'm from a lower middle class family, by the way. And when I was in college, I went on spring breaks. So the entire amount of money I would save from serving would go towards spring breaks. And then luckily, my last semester, I didn't go to spring break, so I had enough money saved up. I had about $1,500 to my name. I put all that money into the website. And then I ran out of funds midway through the summer. By the way, I had an internship lined up in Scottsdale, Arizona with my sister's boyfriend's company at Jet Set Magazine to do sales and marketing. That fell through because they broke up in Vegas because she threw a drink in his face, and that was completely gone. And that's a true story. And I was like, Adrian, you know, like, I'm kind of like, I know what I was going to do. Like, maybe if you could have saved the drink and got me in, and then, you know. So that's a real story. So companies kind of shut down. No opportunity, no internship. Going to my last semester, I had no clue. 2008 just hit. This is 2011, right? People are still feeling the effects. So luckily I was still waiting tables, and I worked at the Taste of Grand Rapids. And this is going to lead me into this really quick. I'm not going to take this long on all this stuff, I promise. But this is the lead-in to this. So I was at the Taste of Grand Rapids, and I was waiting tables at the booth, right? And I love this event because I could drink for free, I could make money, I'm working on the weekend, it was perfect. I didn't have to be in the box, working, waiting with tables. So I love that event. My buddy goes, hey Chris, you're doing this company, right? On Bubble, that was a company on Bubble. And I said, trying to. And he goes, there's another company called Millennial. I think you should go talk to him. So I walk up to this guy, I said, hey, what are you doing? I love it, what you got going on here. We exchanged business cards, we had coffee about a week later. As soon as I realized this guy was way smarter than me, and he was 27 at the time, I was 21 going to my last semester. He owned a chiropractic clinic, he had Millennial, and he also had an online clinic, like a vitamin store. He was asking me all these questions, and I was like, this guy's super smart. Like, but I played it like a big boy, right? I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. Like, yeah, I know everything you're asking me, no problem. I go back, I sit and I think about it, and I go, I really need to partner with this guy. And again, this is atypical from what a lot of people do. I was waiting tables. I emailed him, and I said, you know what I'm willing to do? I'm willing to come work for you in the company for free. I'm waiting tables, making about $200 a weekend. I don't really have money saved up. I invested too much money for this business for it not to work. You know, I'm taking 15 credits. I just want to finish. Like, that's it. Like, I'll do it. And he said, yes. So I went and I did sales for him. I've never done sales in my life before, but I was like, yeah, I could do phone calls to my same professor, Anna Walls, who got me on the entrepreneurial train, right, with that article. I took one more semester with her, the final semester, and she was not happy. I would walk out of her class all the time taking sales calls, like, Anna, I got to do this. And she's like, Chris, again? I was like, Anna, you know I got to do this. Otherwise, like, I'm going to drop out. So I started Millennial with him. He was my first mentor, first partner. He kind of gave me the lead-in to do everything that I've done and help me build that work ethic, which is something that I want to talk with an older generation, but also my goal for what I'm doing is to really show through my example and other people's examples of younger generations, right, that you can get what you want and you do have to put the work in. So that's what I'm kind of showing. So he calls me, he says, hey Chris, she's on my phone. Hey Chris, I think in 5 years, everybody's gonna have a smartphone, and I think this is the next generation. And this guy's always been super smart, right? So do you guys raise your hands if you know what fidget spinners are? Okay. Oh, everybody, pretty much. This is funny. If I would have asked you guys that a year ago, no clue. So Jake's always been the guy, my mentor, right? He's always been the guy that has always sought out years in advance. I don't know how. He came to me 6 months before they popped. And he said, Chris, check this out. And I said, Jake, is this for Elena? That's his daughter. I said, this is kind of cool. What is it? And he goes, it's called a fidget spinner. It's the next best thing. It's gonna take off. There's research backed by it. I said, okay, what are you gonna do? He goes, well, I'm gonna sell them on Amazon, make a store. And I go, okay. Well, what's the, you have them? He goes, yeah. I just spent $30,000 on boxes full of them. I thought he was crazy. 6 months later, it popped. So he's always been the futuristic guy. He sold his business. He moved to Florida. He's trading crypto. He's done crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum 2 years ago. He's always been in it, right? This guy is very futuristic. I do real estate now a little bit, so I'm just like preying on him to like make it real big and be like, yeah, like let's start a little real estate investment portfolio, So he's like my bank. So we started Granddad's 2011 out of his basement, zero debt company. We had no money. It was us. We bootstrapped it. We moved out of his basement to a downtown office. 2014, we scaled that up. We started hiring into people because we realized we didn't want to run just a small business. We wanted to hire resources and people to come and build our company. Now, where this kind of is getting to relate to why you guys are here, we didn't have enough money to hire talent. Talent is experience. So we had to hire a lot of younger people and convince younger people to take a pay cut to come work for our company, which was extremely difficult, but it built a lot of valuable skills and I think insight that I can kind of share with you guys in just a second. So we built that up. I've invested in a company called Florit. I'm getting out of that soon. And then real estate, I do that. I started last year. Got a couple properties, about 9 units, so we're slowly building that up, the portfolio. And then we launched Render Films in 2017. So those are the logos. I'm a branding guy. Like, I got to put them out there if you guys see them. You guys want to check them out. But yeah, those are the main 3. I do speaking and kind of the personal brand and that too. All right, you guys ready? Enough story, right? Let's get into millennial stuff. All right. Millennial mindsets. So real quick, just so we kind of know, age range about 18 to 35. There's a lot of information out there with not exact dates. I fall smack dab in the middle at 29, so right in the middle of it. Some workplace attributes and attitudes, more of a flat structure. And these are something that was based on other people's studies and stuff that I've just personally experienced. We've had about 50 millennials come through in and out of our companies. My peer groups are millennials. I have clients who are millennials. So a lot of the stuff that I've personally been around and worked with. So they like more of a flat structure, right? And companies are changing. They're just changing with time. With technology, and that's something that I'm going to talk about coming up. Technology is shifting everything we do. It is so easy to just go start an LLC, make a small company, make a lifestyle business, hire a few friends, and then that's a super flat structure. And that's just what a lot of people are kind of getting adjusted to, as opposed to, I mean, you guys have some super huge corporations, right? So more of a flatter structure, and even setting up those flatter structures within those bigger companies, that's what they're used to. Work-life balance is a big one. I don't know, by show of hands, how many people are on Instagram here? Instagram? And then by show of hands, of those people who are on Instagram, how many people are seeing the best of the best, like the lifestyle, right? People taking pictures, going to the beach, and right? Yeah? Some? Few nods? Okay, some. But that, I mean, technology is shifting the behavior, right? Of what people are consuming. Work-life balance goes huge. There's been so many people that we've worked with, and we negotiated salaries. But for us to just give them an extra vacation time or be a little lenient, they actually like that better. Or, hey, why don't we negotiate, okay, you want $5,000 more a year? Okay, she works for Grand Apps, by the way, so I gotta be careful what I say. Giving her all my tactics here. But that's a big thing, work-life balance, right? And negotiating that with it. I think everybody's individualistic, so what are their goals? But work-life balance is huge among the millennials right now. Looking at technology and people being more aware. Social consciousness, instant feedback, meaningful work. People really wanting to know that what they do matters, right? It is one of the worst feelings to have regret. I have maybe 2 big regret moments in my life, and everything that I've been doing since, I don't want to regret it. To come speak, I'm not going to regret it. I'm going to go do it, right? I've been doing it for about a year. To start a company, I'm not going to regret it. And I think a lot of people are being more aware. And this kind of goes over to the key traits, right? Digitally developed. The millennial generation, if you really think about this, is one of the first generations in crucial development stages of their upbringing to advance with technology. When I was younger, and again, I'm in the middle, the youngsters, like 18, they probably had computers. When I was younger, we never had a computer. I had one of those, in about 4th grade, those Nokia phones with the plate, the flip face, and then Snake. That was like the best game ever, by the way, Snake. I absolutely love that game. So digitally developed. And then as I got older, we got a computer, we got iPhones. Again, I wasn't like a first mover, so I was kind of like, until I really got it. But that generation has had the technology advance with them. I think awareness piggybacks off of technology. People are so aware. How are you aware? By having knowledge. The more knowledge you have and more information you have, the more aware you can be of a situation. And we have technology on demand right there. And nimble, that's a huge one. More people are renting, more people are nimble, right? They're bouncing around. Again, I own some real estate, but I still rent. Like I haven't officially bought a house. Our whole company is Millennials. My partner John's 33, he's about to get married, and they still rent. They're gonna buy a house so soon. They're gonna have kids, be all, happily ever after. I love them to death. But those are some of the key traits. Nope, don't look at that. All right, so this is where it kind of gets a little fun. I'm gonna change it up, and I'm gonna let you guys have at it. I'm gonna let you guys have at it. So you can shout them out. I want to get about it's like the Steve Harvey show when he does here's the 5, and you have to guess Family Feud. Millennial perceptions. What have you guys heard about millennials? I just want you guys to kind of shout them out.
Entitled.
Entitled? Let's see, right. That's 1. Let's get 5. Lazy.
Participation trophy.
Yep. Entitlement? Kind of, yeah. Yeah. One more. Everybody's a trophy, that's fine. Snowflake. I actually didn't get a trophy every time. I'm very competitive. I'm the most competitive person I'll ever meet, by the way. I really am. So, yeah, maybe I was in the right league, right? Some of the ones I came up with, and they're all spot on. Entitled, a soft generation, right? Trophy for showing up. Unfocused, job hopper. Everybody's shaking their head yup, that's it. You guys got it. All right. Enough fuss. Older generation. Not going hard on it, okay? Don't be offended. Age is a number, by the way. Mindset's everything. So I think one of the biggest problems that we're facing, and with every generation. What was the quote? Can you say the quote real quick? Sir, about not understanding?
Paul Martin, South Carolina men's basketball coach, said that people say that kids have changed. He says kids haven't changed. They're ignorant. They don't know anything. We're the ones that have changed. Kids have always been kids. They always will be kids. We've changed our approach to them.
That's spot on. He's going to be speaking next, so I just want to shout him out too. Get him in the mix a little bit, but I love that quote. We were talking in the back. I think some of the issues lie in, and don't get me wrong, I may be younger, but I'm falling into this trap too. And I think, Kendall, we had a conversation about this. We did is when you fall in that trap of you're oh my gosh, I'm now not open to change and technology and what? You know what I'm saying? I'm now stubborn. When does that happen? I don't know. If you guys have a number, let me know, because I feel it sometimes. New apps coming out, I'm yeah, whatever. It's a new thing. But all the kids are this is it. So I think I do think a big issue, yes, the things that we said, I've seen that from so many of my employees, so many of my peer group, right? And I really try to start thinking about this. Why though? So instead of just saying, you're entitled to a trophy, back to work, right? Or, well, you're just older and you don't get it. I think there's a lack of understanding of technology, right? Culture and trends. We'll get into it in a second. So technology, smartphones, right? Smartphones dominate. Smartphones are like the new television, and all the apps and the social media are the channels, right? Like NBC. Even NBC, they have mobile apps. ESPN has mobile apps. Those are all the different channels that are dominating. I haven't had cable, and I'm smack dab millennial. I haven't had cable since 2008. Not even a television. And I watch. Who here? I'm curious. I'm really curious, actually, to know this. Predominantly people here who watch, I would say, internet, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon over cable. I wish this was a marketing pitch because I would use that and I would go sell my older clients who don't get it, right? Dumping tons into commercials. Smartphones are dominating. They're not going anywhere. They're just not, right? And there's even better technology. There's going to be eyeglasses, and Elon Musk is talking neural nets and right? Connect to your brains with the AI. It's coming. So that's what I'm scared about. It's going to come too fast. So social media, right? It's relevant. It is so relevant. Billions of people around the world are using it, right? Information is super available. This time in history, and any time going forward, there's going to be more information readily at your hands because of the amount of content that people are putting and uploading right, online, and all the tools that we have that are making it easier for us to use that. Like I said, the millennial generation was one of the generations that grew up and developed as they're developing with this technology. How does that affect them? If you really truly think about it. Entitled. Absolutely. Right? If they're using these technologies, and I'm sending Kendall a text, I expect her to send me a text. I'm super entitled. Like, you gotta send me a text back because I sent you a text, right? Little things like that are happening. Right? I was reading an article and I was talking about entitlement. Sir, what did you say? You said expect to get the top job, right? Right away. Back before there was so much information technology, to get to that top job, you had to work the ranks. You had to learn. You had to build your skill, and you still have to do that today, right? Unless you go start something, but they're not seeing that. They're consuming all this media, and they're saying, well, what's your name? John. They're going, man, John's been doing this for 20 years. I'm having a conversation with him. I may be a younger guy, but I just read everything he knows. I have all the information right here. But John and everybody else says, with time, it's a little more finesse, right? There's skill, there's talent that's built in with what you're doing that a younger person just doesn't get, but they think they have it. But we understand that. Job hoppers. Yes, 100%. Here's a big point that I want to make with technology. Anybody here who is a manager? Who manages people? It's a very diverse group. I like it. Managing people more now than before ever. So let's really think about this. So back in the day, you have a job. It might not be the best job. It might pay the bills. You might be okay with it. What happens, though, if your boss just comes down hard on you? What did you do back in the day? Before internet, everything. But what happened is you'd go home and you'd be like, your significant other, I absolutely hate him. I'm going to quit. I'm done. You walk back and go, hey, Bill, how you doing? We're good, right? We're buds. I'm going to suck it up. You got to learn, right? You got to learn how to deal with that. Now, there's instant gratification and feedback for people to say, I absolutely hate John, and post it on Facebook and get a ton of feedback. Now they start thinking, oh, well, hey, I hate John so much, and now I'm pacing. For real, like, I'm getting in the moment. I hate John's, choose a different name, because that's your name and my partner's name, right? He's going to see this, and they're going to edit it in a way. I hate him so much. I'm going to find a new job. I'm going to get a new job, right? John's thinking, maybe in the old school mindset, tough love. Tough love works. Remember the trophy generation? But we know that, so maybe you can't, right? And listen, guys, it hurts me to swallow my pride. I'm so competitive. Like, when I know that it's like a compliment sandwich is needed, I'm just like, you did a great job. I love you, It's hard, right? Because you know that they messed up, right? And they can't hear that. But at the same time, you have to understand technology. Let's be aware of this technology. There's Indeed, ZipRecruiter. There's people hitting them up. There's people starting companies. There's also, on the flip side of that, social media telling people, go live your dreams and do what you do. They're not telling you how hard it is. I want to do a series and show all the absolute crap that I deal with on a daily basis as a business owner and all the fires I put out. Pretty much they say, Chris, what do you do? I say, well, I'm a firefighter, I'm a psychologist, and a juggler, and that's it. You guys all, that's right? And I've learned, I'm 7 years deep now, what's going to happen next? I'm going to put on my business card. That's what I tell people I do. But they don't tell people that on Instagram, on Facebook. You know what they tell them on social media? It's great. I'm at the beach. I own a company. I'm the CEO. I'm the boss. Hashtag investor. Other people are seeing this and they're thinking like, oh man, that's the life. Yeah, I want it. I want it. So now they're thinking it's easier. Now they're coming down hard on just, you know what, John? They're going to come back and say, I don't need this. I'm done. I quit. Right? You might be a little fired up. What do you mean you quit? I was giving you a little tough love. You're doing good. Right? Right? I don't get it. But just us kind of getting that, right? And I've had this so many times. I've come down hard on people and like they left. And I had to learn that, right, from the management. But from the management side of things, everybody managing people, let's just understand the technologies and the behaviors of the up-and-coming generation. Once we got that, we're good. We're so aware, and now we know how to control that situation. Might take a little effort from us. Unfocused, yes. I agree. I think so. People born and using all this technology, stuff is coming at such a rapid pace, right? And they're addicted to it, right? They love it. They love Instagram. They love the gratification. Like, I find myself like, man, wait, I got to send out some emails, right? So the focus. My question is this. Have we really taught our staff how to focus? Or did we say they're unfocused? And that generation is unfocused. But maybe the generation, I'm different like I said, but maybe the generation learned on their own behavior without the guidance saying, sure, the parents gave them trophies, but maybe the parents said, all right, here's how to like practice good focus skills, and here's how those good focus skills apply to your job. Here's the benefits. Here's what you get. For real, guys, this is something that I've been thinking about deeply, because one of my biggest flaws, I'll just say it right here, is I assume what I know that other people assume. I really do. So I'm like focus, like that's common sense. Like just do, just block everything out. But maybe not though. So maybe teaching them that, right? So one of the big things that I want to talk about for this, we'll wrap it up, a little Q&A. Culture and trends. Soft trophies. Yes. 100%. 18 to what? 38. So who here, raise hands, when 2008 happened, maybe something else happened, who's had a decent loss in business life? And it might be hard, but I'm saying like who felt the effects? At least felt the effects. It's tough. I'm in a business now, so I get it. I lose clients. I get it. Those are skills that are so invaluable that you cannot teach. You can't teach that to go through such a big loss, because what happens when you go through that big loss, you start reflecting and thinking about it. What happened? Oh, it's the economy's fault. Maybe I did something. All right. Maybe it's both. Maybe there's something I can do better. Wait, but now I'm set up. You start rationalizing this and building more true skills than you even think you have. And it's tough. So yes, I agree. I think they're super soft. This lady, I'm working on the gym, she's older. She knows I'm in business, and she follows me on social media. She goes, Chris, I got a big problem. I was like, what? She's like, I have a boss, and this little young, he comes up, he's lipping off, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh. She's like, what should they do? I go, fire him. She's like, well, no, we can't put trophies, right? Can't fire him. And I said, listen, Viola, maybe, through that big loss, maybe they just haven't been kicked in the mouth enough to really feel that. It's not hard. It's a little tough love, but they'll understand that. So the generation, 80s to 90s, pretty good, right? 90s go up 2000s. Yeah, 2008. My generation didn't fully feel that impact unless their parents truly did. But even if their parents truly did, they did not feel it. And that's just facts. My dad called me, and he got laid off. He's 64. My mom's older. So my mom was going through a surgery. She hurt her shoulder. She was laid off, right? The company was downsizing. My dad got laid off. He was a contractor. He's getting old. He never built his business up. Didn't have stuff coming in. Everything shut down. No one's building, right? He's out of work. He had to go drive cars for Roush. He still does. Not retired. So he felt that. I didn't. I was in college, and he would call me, and I'm like, I'm having a great time, Dad. What do you, I got student loans and beer and a serving job, I'm making a couple $100 a week, and I'm good. Life is perfect. Get out. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of jobs, but it wasn't terrible. And, I'm still going through that development phase. And I started a business, so it was a little different. But I'm talking about the peers, right? The peer group. They start getting little jobs coming up. I tell people now, who work in my company, they'll edit this, older people, but like they'll complain about like little things like design and this, like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. And I was like, listen, 4 years ago you were working at 7-Eleven, and these jobs were even out here. Like, this job's cake. Like, enjoy it while it's good. Because we know something's going to happen. So maybe they are soft. But as long as we understand that, maybe we can empathize with them and talk to them and have open conversations. And I would even say prepare them, like, for real. Like, that, something's going to happen. There's a lot of speculation on different recessions, but we should probably prepare them. So, but key takeaways, what I found that really worked, awesome culture, work environment. Toxic people, they're gone. Make people want to come to your organization, right? We can get into the practicality and stuff like that, tactics. Here's one key thing before we wrap this up that I absolutely love. When I bring people on and I hire them, I'm not an HR person, but I wear every hat, right? Small business owner. I ask every single person that's coming on, what is your ambition? What are you trying to do at my company? Because I know, if I know that, I can know how to transition them and help them. And what I tell them is I say, I'm going to help you out. You want to go to this company, you're here for 12 months, you're getting experience, that's perfect. Now I know I'm going to start looking 10 months before. I'm going to help them out. I'm going to set them up. A red carpet on the way out, right? But finding what's their ambition and how could you help them out. Once you help them out, you're going to build such a loyalty too. Some of the stuff that you do, they might kind of just, okay, right? So instead of just getting mad at them, have an open conversation. Figure out their ambition. I do that all the time with my video guy, you know? I ask him, like, what do you want to do? He's like, just get content, build my portfolio, dude. I'm like, perfect, let's roll, right? But I told him, I said, if you're leaving, let me know in advance. Don't just leave on me, right? Give you a shot. Try to build some loyalty. Growth, offer growth. If you're stuck, they're going to leave. Know it, right? Everybody here. You know you take the next opportunity. You sell the business, buy, you know, growth, right? And last one, listen. Listen to people, really listen to them. Last takeaway, this is my life takeaway, everybody. Let's be a good human. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about if you guys want to do a little Q&A and some of the points I brought up, but I know 6 months later you're going to forget the majority of this and you're going to be busy and doing your stuff. So it's one key takeaway that I could absolutely install in your guys' minds is just be the best human that you could possibly be, right? I do think that nice wins. I truly do. Maybe that's coming from my millennial side. I don't know. But that's what I'd like to end on. Thank you, guys. If anybody has anything, or unless you guys are tired, more coffee, whatever, I'm done. Yes?
So what do you do when you're talking to them and they're scrolling at their cell phone and you just want to take it out of their hands and smash it against the wall because they can't seem to listen to what you're saying? How do you do? I mean, obviously you want to, the first thing is get angry with them, which you should.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's also a sign of disrespect.
Exactly.
Because they're not, what you're saying does not really, it's not computing with them.
And they're not.
And they're not,
Right.
and also the job hopping is very bad on a resume.
Right.
Nobody wants to hire a job hopper
Exactly.
because we don't want to put the effort into it. So what do you do when you see this?
Yeah,
I see it, I just want to take it.
The job hopping, I'll touch on that real quick. If we could, we got like, I don't know, 50 people here. Imagine if each of us, 50 people, talk to a younger person. They don't know that. You know, they probably don't know that maybe, right? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Job hopping doesn't look good. They might just submit something, you go like, next, right? So they're like, why didn't they get a job? And they go, man, they go on social media, right? Post about you. But what if we, because think about it, school is not teaching us this. Basic school, it's not teaching you job and business. Even college doesn't. I've learned so much when I started my business, like in 1 year, that I learned in 4 years. I wish I would have went, but I'm happy I went. Maybe that's a conversation we have to have, is showing them that. And if each of us would talk to 2 people, imagine if we showed them that and they showed 1. And, you know, focusing on an individualistic aspect Or maybe when the people come through and you see that, explaining it to them, right, in that way. And if they just, whatever, again, that's okay, well, you're going to get punched in the mouth and you're going to understand, like, where that happens, right, why you didn't get hired. The disrespect thing, I absolutely understand. I find myself doing that sometimes too, and I'm trying to stop the habit of going to your phone, right? If I'm talking to my partners, or I've even we have decent-sized client meetings. Even the older clients are on their phone, checking their email, put it away. So understand, explaining, and hopefully they can be empathetic to you, just having a conversation. So I try to take out the emotion aside right away, as opposed to saying wham! Why'd you do that? The nurse gonna get mad, you get mad, right? You start arguing. There's no point for that. So maybe explain to them later, hey, I just want to, or try it on them, right? Just when they're really pissed, right? They come to you with a big problem, you just, oh, you don't like that, do you? But just having a conversation with them and explaining, so hopefully they can be empathetic to you, If they have a good question, they text you, well, if I don't text you that, I'll be super mad. See how you feel? That's how I feel, right? You're constantly schooling, to teach them that. Because I don't think people are teaching them that, right? So we got to take it amongst ourselves to do that. It might work, I don't know. Don't say anything.
I got a question for you. So the smartphone thing is a reality, right? So you're at work, all the millennials have smartphones, and while they're working, they're on their phones. How do you turn that around to be a positive thing? How do you turn that to do something good for a business?
I had this thought. Yes, I'm so happy you brought that up. Can we clap it up for him? Because I'm super pumped about that. I swear, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you have so many thoughts and directions and ideas of where you can go. What I thought was a reward incentivized program for people when they're at work to check in on Facebook to entice their friends to come in, to maybe give them some kind of reward or benefit. I promise you, if I owned a restaurant, I know my staff's going to be checking in on Facebook, they're going to be talking, but I also know that my staff is younger, and I know my staff has a lot of friends. So what I'm going to do is crowdsource. I'm a salesman in my DNA, by the way. So I'm going to say, okay, you want to check in on Facebook? Use it. Perfect. I know you are. Limit it. Give them points and time for using it. At the same time, go check in. Once you check in, I'll give you a free Red Bull. If you bring a friend in, you get something more. Manage that, though. Don't let them hang around. You know what I'm saying? Can't be hanging around causing trouble. But bring them in. Upsell them. Because I know the C-store, you got to make profit. You got to make some money. Let's bring them in. I was actually thinking about that because I'm like, what could be a, because I knew that question would come up. What do you think? Possibly? You could try it. That's what I would do. I would really sell that program hard and get them to do it.
What happens when they have a customer in front of them that needs to be waited on and they're doing that?
They should not be doing that. Man, they do. They do. And that's the thing, having that conversation. And that's, again, to that addiction, what I would say, okay, might not be true. I'd be like, all right, well, what we're going to be doing is every staff meeting. They'd all come in and be like, all right, this is what we're doing. We're looking at, it's all fake, by the way. I'll make a PowerPoint. We're all investing in these kiosks, like McDonald's did. And essentially what that means is people come in, it's like Amazon Fresh, they come out, they check in. We're investing in this technology for this mobile app, right? Where people, it's all linked up. We don't even need people at the cash register anymore. What do you guys think about this idea? Is this good? What does it mean for me? Well, I mean, there might be no jobs, but I mean, it's a good idea, right? What do you guys think? I have a side thing. But, having a real conversation with them, it's just, you have to write them up, right? You're going to have to, it's hard, I get it, right? But having those conversations with those people, and are we having a conversation? I don't know, I'm not in those shoes. But I would truly have those conversations and get people on the same page, right? And then how does that better them? And you have to flip that to show how that betters them as opposed to how it just betters you. That's, I think, with anybody, right? So they feel on the same team, it's betterment for this, we're all going this way. You have to really sell that dream, Or just fire them. All right, well, thank you all. I'll let you guys get to it. Appreciate you guys.